Hi everyone, and welcome to FPL with me, Got Nerve Skill, as we preview Game Week 13. So now, let's look at my likely lineup. And here it is. So with a fair few injuries occurring during this international break, I've had to make 3 transfers for this game week, meaning that I'm unfortunately going to have to take a -4 hit for the first time this season. The first 2 transfers I made were done right after when Game Week 12 ended, and they were the acquisition of Martial and Fernandes for Pereira and Trippier. Pereira was always a short-term option, as he had 2 favourable fixtures in Game Week 11 and 12. However, he blanked in both of them, and with difficult fixtures upcoming, I've decided to swap him out for Martial, who is arguably the most in-form player at the moment, having scored in the last 5 games in a row. But in order to afford the upgrade, I needed to downgrade a player. And so with a slight injury concern, and 2 difficult fixtures against Chelsea and Arsenal coming up, I decided that Trippier would be the one to make way. And the replacement I chose was Fernandes, which in hindsight I think might have been a mistake. Although Newcastle have great fixtures and are quite solid defensively, relying on them to clean sheet is probably a bit too hopeful. I'm also unlikely to start him, so from a budget perspective, I might actually be better off with Ryan Bennett, the cheapest available starting defender. But it is what it is, and I move on to my third transfer, which I've had to make as a result of Mendy's unknown return date as he recovers from knee surgery. And my replacement for him is Lucas Digne, as Everton has great home fixtures and have improved defensively as well. Additionally, Digne has also taken a fair share of set pieces, so hopefully he'll start getting goals and assists sometime soon. So that's all of my Game Week 13 transfers. And now, let's discuss the biggest news that happened during this international break, the return of Claudio Ranieiri. As most of you should know and fondly remember, Ranieri managed Leicester City to win the English Premier League title in that magical fairy tale 2015-16 season. But now, he's back, only this time he's with Fulham, a different team with a different goal, to just stay in the Premier League for next season. However, he definitely has his work cut out for him, as Fulham are currently sitting rock bottom in the Premier League table. But Ranieri can be a miracle worker, so I believe he can keep Fulham afloat, especially if he can successfully apply Leicester's title-winning tactics to his new team. Ranieri's title-winning Leicester team was built upon a solid defense, which opportunistically transitioned into lightning-quick counterattacks. Therefore, I've come up with a rough comparison between Ranieri's title-winning Leicester lineup and his current Fulham squad to see if he has the players who can replicate his successful tactics he had at Leicester. So starting with the keepers, he has now 3 to choose from, all of whom have actually played already this season in the league, making it difficult to know who will be the number 1 keeper. However, with so little time to know his squad, I think Ranieri will pick Rico as the number 1 keeper, as he is arguably the most experienced of the 3, having won the Europa League twice with Sevilla before. From a fantasy perspective, whoever ends up as number 1 is worth considering to have as your bench keeper, as he would be the cheapest available starting one. As for the centre-backs, I think Ranieri will go for experience as well, as he did at Leicester with Huth and Morgan. Therefore, I think he'll go for Molson and Odoi, as Molson has had Premier League experience with Swansea before, and Odoi has been with Fulham for a few seasons. For the left-back and right-back positions, I think Ranieri will go for more pace and liveliness, so I'm guessing that Marchand and Christie will get those. However, regardless of who starts, I don't think their defenders are worth looking into at the moment, since I don't think they'll be able to get clean sheets all of a sudden, so soon after appointing a new manager. Therefore, I think their fantasy potential is greater in their attack, and the link between the defense and the attack is likely to be the midfield pairing of Captain Kearney and Seri, who would operate in a similar way to Drinkwater and Kante at Leicester. Therefore, fantasy-wise, they might not be as profitable as the wingers, who are likely to be Ryan Sessegnon and Andre Schürrle. Sessegnon is likely to move back into his best position at left wing, where he won the Championship Player of the Year last season, as he scored 16 goals and got 8 assists. And on the right-hand side is World Cup winner Andre Schürrle, who has been one of the few bright sparks for Fulham so far this season, with 4 goals to his name. Therefore, these two are definitely ones to watch, especially Schürrle, as he has the pedigree to possibly emulate the success of Mahrez at Leicester. And furthest up front, Fulham's strike duo could also be great fantasy options. With 5 goals and 2 assists, Mitrovic has definitely been Fulham's best player, and he's likely to remain their biggest target up front. However, it is his strike partner Vietto who I think can have even more potential. Although he hasn't scored yet, Vietto could be the player who thrives the most under Ranieri's counter-attacking system. This is because in some ways, when compared to Leicester, Vietto's style is most similar to Vardy's, whereas Mitrovic's physicality makes him somewhat like Okazaki. Therefore, to summarize, I think the players to watch at Fulham are their wide attackers and their strikers. Personally, however, I wouldn't transfer them in so soon, as they haven't had time to adjust to the new manager's tactics. But for those who are willing to take calculated risks, these Fulham attackers could be great differentials, especially this game week, as they face Southampton at home. And now, let's go through the captain options for this game week. And the most popular captain for this game week is likely to be Mo Salah, as he travels to Watford, who have only kept 3 clean sheets so far. Therefore, Liverpool are likely to score, and when they do, Salah has been involved in just under 50% of them, with 6 goals and 4 assists. Another popular captain choice is likely to be Aguero, as he travels to West Ham, who have only kept 1 clean sheet this season so far. And despite being the game's top scoring forward, the vast majority of Aguero's points have come from home. Away from home, he's only scored once. Therefore, there's some risk in captaining Aguero, and with Kane and Hazard facing off against each other, this could be the game week for a differential captain. There is a case for Hazard though, as he's only blanked 3 times in 11 games, and Spurs are likely to be without many of their first choice defenders. But there are definitely other strong captain choices, especially for Man United and Everton, as they have enticing home fixtures. Man United face Palace at home, a fixture which Martial could potentially continue his goal-scoring streak, and with a relatively low ownership of around 12%, he could be a great differential captain this game week. As for Everton, they have a strong home fixture against Cardiff, who have conceded over 2 goals a game on average. And the informed man for the Toffees is Richarlison, who has 2 goals and an assist in the last 3 league games. And if fit, Sigurdsson is a solid choice as well, as he has the added bonus of set pieces and penalties. Another differential is Jimenez, who faces a Huddersfield side who are likely to be without 2 of their starting defenders. Jimenez himself has been a key player for Wolves, as he's been involved in 2/3 of their goals, making him quite consistent in getting attacking returns. And if fit, Lacazette and Aubameyang are worthy captain choices as well, as they travel to Bournemouth, who are without Adam Smith, who had a hand in all 4 of their clean sheets this season. And Newcastle away at Burnley could be profitable for Rondon as well. After his brace against Bournemouth, Rondon now faces a Burnley side who concede more than 2 goals a game on average. So that's all the captains. And now, let's finally look at my predictions for Game Week 13. So for this game week, I've got Everton, Fulham, Man United, Liverpool, Man City, and Wolves to win, with the others resulting in draws. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Good luck for Game Week 13, and please consider subscribing.